Thank you, Jerome Paul Sonko. This is Olivia Mukaya from Mbale District. In today's update, 11 bodies have been recovered. They were coming from the center. Thank you, Jerome Paul Sonko. This is Olivia Mukaya from Mbale District. In today's update, 11 bodies have been recovered in addition to the 10 bodies which were retrieved yesterday morning in Nabuyonga River. The 11 people who were recovered today were found in a super custom which was swept away by the floods yesterday, and it is said that these people were on their journey for an introduction in one of the areas in the Mbale district, and it was also said that they were coming from the central part of the country, though not yet identified in which district in the central part of the country. In the floods which hit Mbale and Kapchora district left over 5,000 people displaced, and in the things which were destroyed included homes, businesses, hotels, cars which were swept away, borders which swept away, and it's estimated that it's millions and millions of money in all these business which were destroyed in these floods. As I talk right now, police is on the ground to rescue people if in case there's people who are still alive, and also to recover the bodies of people who were dead. And the authorities also say that there are many people who are still missing, and they are in search for these people at the moment.
Disturbing scenes in there from Mbale, as you can see. Well, for a person who has at least been part of pastoralism, I can tell you, grazing and you looking at animals, cattle, your goats that are actually moving, and they're actually being driven by heavy floods. The flooding in Mbale tells a lot of stories, a lot of worries. I've got a couple of friends of mine here who've lost relatives due to the flooding in Mbale. 26 as press time today been reported dead. By yesterday, 11. When you look at this, 26 dead, with over 900 displaced, 900 individuals, no homes, no hope, no nothing. And you can as well count the property that has been destroyed, people's animals and farms being destroyed because of the floods in Mbale. Now, also speaking of that, we look at the issue about victims, over 10 of them who are actually heading in for a ceremony that is an introduction ceremony as well, passed on due to the flooding. And there were actually some disturbing images that were still coming in from Mbale that definitely reveal that it is actually becoming even worse, as people in there, Mbale, Sironko, Kapchora, calling in for the government intervention among the battles of this. This reminds me of the days of the Vududa landslides. I remember back then I was still in school and still in primary, by the way, back then. And those are some of the things that actually scared me off back in the time. Let's have more images coming in from Mbale. As you can definitely see now, those are some of the animals, as you can get to realize. It is more of that.
Police is on the ground and they're being helped by the community in different areas around Mbale city to rescue people and also to retrieve bodies of people who lost their lives. And on the side of the government, the authorities are now converging in different meetings to find a way forward on how to help the people who are displaced, who lost their properties, and with time we'll know the decision they have come up with and the way forward. Back to you, Joram Paul Sonko.
It's our correspondent coming in from the areas of Mbale, giving us more details regarding that. Now, as I was actually mentioning, just to give you a little time, when you look at the big headlines in the newspaper, clearly shows you that the Mbale flood death tolls is rising, and then more rain is coming as it's feeling cold in Kampala, the areas around Wakiso districts and all that. It is actually very worse for those in Mbale, becoming even more worse for the people in, when you look at the situations for the people that are actually living in those areas of Mbale, Sironko and Kapchora areas in there. So these are some of the things that you would want to look at and try to discuss more about these situations. I should definitely feel. But as we are moving forward and beyond with driving your business, we hope that the people in Mbale and as well the business community in there that were greatly affected, that the Almighty God can heal you people, and then answers may be given to those particular natural calamity disasters that have left numbers displaced. Okay, now with 18 minutes off the clock, we're heading into our SMB Insight. And tell you what, the SMB Insight this morning is focusing on one major thing. I will tell you, yesterday as I was heading home, I got to realize something. Diesel prices are reducing. I don't know if you've been able to notice this change, because we were quick to note the change of the increment, but we've not taken chance to realize that some petrol stations have apparently started decreasing diesel prices. It's something the president was mentioning about a few days earlier, that surprisingly, fuel will decrease. It will not drastically decrease to maybe 4,000 as it was. So there are expectations that it will actually normalize around 5,000 in there. So it is now a diesel that was around 6,300 in some areas is now 6,100. That is if at all you've been able to notice. Petrol, I yet to discover more about that particular one, but our SMB Insight this time around focuses on the car bond business. I will tell you, this is a sector that is actually facing a lot of challenges. One, in regards to taxes, then two, now look at the commodity prices. But when the car bond dealers tell you that they have less customers, when you head into the registration for number plates in Uganda, the answers are different. We're already having UBM on the market. So the bigger question would be, are they giving out the right answers? Because it seems Ugandans are having the money to buy cars, or are they just buying cars on loan and to enable the transportation here and there? You never know. Lots of stories come in and lots of things happen. Now, our topic of this, our SMB Insight rather, this time on is focusing on the car bond business. The car dealers are giving their view upon the government's guideline or directive to only bring in cars that date 2020, that were having a manufacturing date of 2012 till 2022. But will the Ugandans be able to buy them, or will the Ugandans opt for electric cars? Welcome to the SMB Insight.
Let me tell you the situation. We were with the General Commission in the meeting and we elaborated it very well. You know the situation because of the landlocked country we have. The situation in the economy rightly have. Of course, every country has right, and our country as the Uganda, we also have right to promote our people to go in advancement. But it has to be judged from the public, that how the end user has the capacity. We cannot go so technological and so advancement when the people can't afford. We have to do the both things parallel after accessing the economy. So it has to be done from the ground level, how people can afford. And the economy right now, can't say that is doing much.
I don't think Uganda is ready I don't think Uganda is ready. Uganda isn't ready. Because even if you look at our roads, now like even mechanics don't understand these vehicles. They don't understand. But they believe in the old models. The old models use not cost too high like this one. Now, Ugandans they are not yet ready for this. Even if they were ready, but then the taxation is killing. It's too much.
Down to the other sectors.
Really, that's what I'm saying. It is really killing. It has killed already. Unless something is done. I may have been here for the last 17 years. We have been getting money, we have been getting even school fees from children. I even have graduates now, like 3. But it used to go on, the increment gradually, but not from that, as I tell you, maybe from, now that it's a vehicle, from a tax of 13 million or 40 or 35, then you just jump it to something like 45 million. It is really very great, or 37 million. So that one, if it is added, if it is put like that, it's just added on the what? On the money for importation and other key areas. And it's not only that tax. You see, there is there is environmental what registration. So you find out that people come here, they like cars, but they think that maybe we're not even serious, that we're not even serious, whereas we are serious. Now you see, I think I've moved around there. You've seen this. This business is mainly for us we are salesmen, but they are also importers. But these people, you find them seated there. I think I've seen them around with hands like this, just looking at people. So we can't benefit anything. The government should look into this, not only thinking of collecting taxes, it should also look where you get the money.
All right, now, this is a big point. This is a big discussion point, I should say. Well, you can only realize that the more we get vehicles that have been manufactured in the just recent years, then they become more expensive, right? And the new directive from the Uganda Revenue Authority now says that otherwise. 2012 is the year rather. But Barija Andrew is on ground, and after the break, we're going to get a public discussion on that particular matter. What are the views, and what are their opinions in there on ground with Barija Andrew after the break? Stick around. Good morning. I'm Jerome Paul Sanka.